sports sound don't get much bigger than this. It's Celtic against Bayern Munich in the Champions League with Pat Bonner, James McFadden and Alistair Lamont.
Thanks very much, Kenny. You took the words right out of my mouth. It really doesn't get much bigger or better than this in Scottish footballing terms. Champions League knockout football back at Celtic Park for the first time in 12 years. Celtic have rediscovered their mojo on the European stage, and this has become something of a fortress once more. Will it hold firm this evening against the stiffest opposition to visit so far this campaign? A packed house with about 3,000 or thereabouts Bayern Munich fans away to our right hand side. They've been pretty noisy, but as you'd imagine have been drowned out just in the last 10 minutes or so by the Celtic fans. And just listen to that roar. Something extremely special is in the air. Let's see if it can transform into a result on the park for Celtic that does give them a chance going into the second leg in 6 days' time out in the Allianz Arena in Munich. It's a formidable task for Celtic, but at their best it is one that they could live up to. We're used to being a phenomenal atmosphere inside here, particularly on Champions League nights, but it's just gone up a notch this evening, it feels, as the players go down the line and exchange handshakes with the referees and their opposite numbers. Celtic in their green and white hoops, white shorts and white socks. Kasper Schmeichel all in yellow makes his way across to the goal to our left hand side. And Bayern Munich get the training tops off, and it's a change kit for them. Mainly black, pretty much all black, the entire outfit. As the two sides line up for the team photos, and everyone just anxious for the action to get underway. And it just feels like an occasion unlike any other, as Callum McGregor and Manuel Neuer come together on the halfway line with the Spanish officials and go through the coin toss and the usual rigmarole. Manuel Neuer, 38 years of age, still an absolute colossus in the Bayern goal. Retired now from international football after the Euros, just like his opposite number, Callum McGregor. The Celtic captain once again wearing the armband tonight. This is 103rd European appearance for the club. As I mentioned earlier, his only Champions League goal came the last time the sides met back in October 2017, a 2-1 defeat here. And Celtic go into the huddle. Celtic have never beaten Bayern in the 4 meetings between the two sides. This would be not a bad time to change that. Jamal Musiala puts the ball on the centre spot as Celtic break out the huddle. We are ready to rock here at Celtic Park. Fabulous occasion, brilliant atmosphere, and let's hope for a game to match. I'm sure it will, as Leroy Sané then stands on the centre spot, preparing to get us underway. Bayern will go from right to left as the Spanish referee signals the start. It's all the way back to Manuel Neuer, who launches it through the middle looking for Harry Kane. It comes off the head of Callum McGregor, and it's back now with Greg Taylor. Big night for Celtic as Rio Hatate plays it infield and finds Arne Engels, who slips away from his marker, and out to Nicholas Kuhn, the German, up against his countrymen, his former side. Dances in from the right hand side, opens up, he's got it! What a start for Celtic! It's unbelievable!
Offside, offside,
30 seconds
offside!
gone. Oh, the flag is up! The flag is up! This stadium went absolutely crazy, but it's been silenced by the flag. Let's see what VAR have to say. Nicholas Kuhn certainly wasn't offside. Perhaps it went through a leg or two in the 6-yard box as it beat Manuel Neuer. Oh, what an occasion that would have been if that goal stood, and it might yet.
No, I think he's offside. Looking at the replay here, I think he's on the wrong side of the defender, and he's in Manuel Neuer's probably line. That's what it was. But it was good play, great play from Celtic, all the way from Greg Taylor in the left back position, working and changing the play across this side to Kuhn. Up against a 1v1 situation. Good run from Johnson.
The goal does not stand.
And then he cuts inside, and the space just opened up for him, and he let fly. And listen, it would have been a tremendous start, but it gives him hope.
There's not much in that, James.
No, well, he did goes to follow in as Kuhn cuts in on his left foot, and he is trying to get out the way, but it goes through his legs, which is right in front of Neuer. Listen, Neuer's not saving it anyway for me. It's a brilliant start from Celtic, albeit, you know, the goal doesn't count. But as Packy says, the football, Bayern win it, they go kick off, they go long, Celtic win it back. Positive pass for Greg Taylor, brilliant pass from Matati, same with Engels.
There's a chance at the other end, but Taylor gets it back to Schmeichel. That would have been such an incredible start to the game had that stood. And from what I've seen of the replay and James's screen, looks like it was only maybe half a yard in it, but it did come through a few bodies.
That's it, a half a yard doesn't really matter, and I think just because of his position more than anything else, he was called offside. If he was out of the line of Neuer, I think that would have been a goal.
Yeah, I agree. I think because, look, he is trying to get out the way, it goes through his legs. I think Upamecano actually gets a touch on it as it comes in, but he's right in front of the goalkeeper. As I said, I don't think it has an impact, but because he is right in front of the goalkeeper, then I can totally understand why the goal doesn't stand. But a great start, great confidence booster for Celtic.
Here's Elise Sani picking up, coming in from the left-hand side, slips it in field. It's Leimer out to Elise, right-hand side of the box, coming in like Nicolas Kuhn on the left foot, gets the shot off, it's blocked, breaks out to the right-hand side. Leimer goes for goal, it's over the top, the offside flag is up in any case, and Celtic will have a free kick inside their own box. What a breathless start to this game. 3 minutes in, Celtic 0, Bayern 0.
Yeah, you can see Bayern also when they pick up the ball, the speed of those two wide guys. Sani on this left-hand side, Musele coming short, getting on the ball, and then of course the fullbacks getting high up the pitch to create the problem for Celtic.
Back with Neuer, now Upamecano at the edge of his own box, out to the right-hand side to Leimer. Usually, I think he prefers to play as a centre midfielder, but like Kimmich before him, he's had to move back to right back for the benefit of the team. Just at the moment, a couple of other options have been injured, and so Leimer starts there this evening, as he has done for most of the Champions League games. Here he is coming up to the halfway line. Maida going back with him, right hand side as Bayern come forward, looking to settle here in this raucous atmosphere. I'm sure they're used to similar on their travels elsewhere, but nonetheless, when 57,000 fans or thereabouts are baying against you, it can't be the most pleasant experience. But here's Leimer coming forward as Bayern look to open the scoring, but it's a poor pass from him, and Johnston picks up and knocks out to the right hand side to Kuhn. Kuhn having to go back the way towards his own goal line, stays cool, flips it down the right wing, can't link with Johnston, no, and be picked up in the middle of the park there by Goretzka, who I don't think, judging by the social media comments I was reading when I saw the predicted lineups and he was in it, I don't think he's the favourite necessarily of all the Bayern fans these days. Pavlovic, I think, would have been a preferred option in there, but they've got a massive game at the weekend against Bayer Leverkusen, the reigning champions, of course, at the moment in Germany. But Bayern with an 8-point lead over them at the top of the league right now, as Hatate knocks it out of play over on the far side. We've played 5 minutes, Bayern just creeping into the game after a lightning start by Celtic, and the goal chopped off after just 30 seconds from Nicolas Kuhn for an offside against Adam Ida.
Yeah, this is where Bayern Munich now, they just keep the ball, they pass it, they wait for the moment, and Celtic have got a team that's just chasing, and the movement, you'll see the movement.
Leimer right hand side, back to Kimmich, and he goes further back, just inside the Celtic half as Upamecano plays it square to the England international Eric Dyer. And then forward by Guerrero. He's dispossessed though by Engels. Good challenge from him. Gets it back to Johnston, and now Carter Vickers back to Schmeichel, and then out to Trusty, the American, on his left-hand side. Taylor into the feet of Callum McGregor. Good possession this from Celtic, and down the left flank he goes for Maida. Good first touch, comes in field away from a couple of players, and a poor pass picked up by Goretzka. Kane gets it back to the German international, out to the right-hand side for Olise, attacking the Celtic penalty area, right-hand side. Back it goes to Kimmich once more. Celtic getting bodies behind the ball. Out it comes to Olise, right-hand side of the penalty area. Into the box he comes now, a couple of step overs. Tries to get it into the box, comes off Trusty and behind for a corner. 6.5 played, Celtic 0, Bayern 0.
That was really good play from Celtic, you know, leading up to that attack from Bayern. When it goes out to Maida, cuts inside, he's trying to lay it off. I think that I think it was Hatate that was in support, has to hold his position, and Maida just needs to keep a hold of the ball a little bit. But then Bayern showed, you know, that threat in the counter-attack, the speed which Pat was speaking about. And it's going to be one of those nights for Celtic. They have to make sure they use the ball very, very well when they get on it.
Olise with a corner kick then, right-hand side, left footer, in-swinger, incoming, right into that 6-yard box. It was Alistair Johnston, I think, who got the head to it as it's cleared away, but Olise will pick up once more, right-hand side, and try and get it back into the box. It comes off the head of Ida that time. Johnston again gets his head to it, comes to Upamecano at the edge of the box, but he can only knock it over the crossbar. And Celtic will have the goal kick. 7.5 played, goalless here at Celtic Park.
Yeah, watching Bayern, you know, Leimer is playing in that right back area, but he's stepping into midfield, and when he does that, he's allowed to go wherever he wants. Kimmich just realises, right, step in, hold your position. So it's another problem. We spoke about Harry Kane drifting. I don't think we were expecting the fullback to drift so much, but it's just another problem for Celtic to have, and they're going to have to do a lot of defending, get through this spell, try and get a touch of the ball, because Bayern in control at the minute.
Yeah, they've certainly been dominating possession since that early scare, and here's Guerrero coming forward from left back up towards the edge of the penalty area. Just leaves it for Zani. Back now with Kimmich, edge of the box, just clips it to the far post, looking for Olise. Well won by Greg Taylor before it got to the Frenchman, and Maida tries to knock it upfield and then just slices it out of play. It's a throw into Bayern Munich, deep in Celtic territory. 8.5 on the clock, no goals.
Yeah, it's difficult for Celtic to get control of the game, isn't it? They can't get on the ball, and apart from that little spell at the very start when they took almost Bayern Munich by surprise, but so far in this game it's been Bayern that's been dictating the play.
Taylor trying to put pressure on Olise. He's won it. Olise wanted a free kick, doesn't get it, and Hatate picks up just inside Bayern half. Back the way goes to Trusty. Square now for Cameron Carter Vickers. Baseball cap Vincent Kompany just down below is at the edge of his technical area as McGregor clips it forward, looking for Maida into the penalty area. Dyer nods it down, and Neuer dives upon it to keep it in play, and we'll restart play quickly by rolling it out to the former Tottenham man Eric Dyer. Out to the left hand side it comes to Guerrero, the Portuguese international fullback.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a night where maybe Celtic are going to have to play in the counter-attack and been really decisive when they won the ball, rather than having lots of possession and moving the ball around as Bayern is doing that. But when they won the ball, then that's when they have to really get into the areas that might hurt Bayern Munich.
But they can do it. Just a minute ago when it comes up to Ida, Carter Vickers normally we're going to midfield, it's straight into the feet of Adam Ida. His touch is really good, goes to McGregor, who then attempts to pass in behind, and if Ida can get those positions and take care of his touch, then it's definitely an outlet for Celtic.
Leimer has it, right hand side for Bayern Munich. Back to Kimmich, the two of them, as James was pointing out, kind of interchanging almost between right back and centre mid, as Zani picks up in a dangerous position, slips it through there for Guerrero. Guerrero evades one challenge, but out comes Schmeichel to smother it just in the edge of his 6-yard box. Danger there for a moment for Celtic, but denied by the big Dane.
Yeah, it was clever from Zani there. You know, there was a diagonal pass, I think it might have been from Kimmich, and it was never getting to him, but as soon as he knew that he wasn't getting it, he just dropped off and allowed Johnson to head the ball into his path, and then he came alive.
It's Austin Trusty in possession. Forward it goes to Hatate. Back now with Trusty just about 10 yards inside his own half, in field to the captain Callum McGregor. Back with Trusty, still just inside Celtic territory. Out to Hatate, left hand side, and back with Trusty once more as Celtic just look to keep the ball for a spell. Carter Vickers back to Trusty, his central defensive partner. Two American internationals alongside each other once again as Taylor plays it back to Trusty once more, invites Musiala onto him before playing the ball back to Schmeichel and then getting it back once more and into the midfield for Atati, who then goes back to Schmeichel. Celtic just trying to draw Bayern onto them. Callum McGregor the latest to do that as he flees it back to Schmeichel once more. He tries to clip it out to the right hand side to Kuhn now. Kuhn losing out to his opposite number 10 Zani, but it's played forward for Ida. Ida's given it straight back to Zani, but back comes Engels to win it for Celtic. Then McGregor gets it to Carter Vickers and Johnston just flips it down the line looking for Kuhn. Oh, it's a good challenge there by Dyer. He allowed Kuhn to get wrong side of him, but he wrapped the leg around him and sent it back to his goalkeeper, who sends it out in turn to Leimer, who speeds away from Dyson Maida. Easier said than done, but forward he comes and finds Elise. Back in field to Musiala, very, very dangerous young man as Elise takes over once more in from that right hand side. Kane feeds it back into him, takes it down on the right thigh, turns inside, Trusty gets a shot off, good save from Schmeichel at his near post to turn it round for a corner. It was good play from Elise, who for some reason, he's taken his top off, but he's taken his Under Armour or thermals off, whatever you want to call it, before he takes this corner kick to Bayern, right hand side, 12.5 played, 0-0.
It's definitely no thermals, Al, come on. It's a base layer.
Thanks, James, for bringing me up to date with the modern terminology. As Elise anyway prepares to take the corner kick, right hand side, curls it in near post. McGregor meets it at the near post, back out to Elise, and now Kimmich picks up at the edge of the box on the angle. Zani gets it back to Kimmich, just about 35 yards from goal, sends it inside, good ball in, but it was won by Trusty. Musiala picks up 25 yards from goal, thought about the shot, leaves it to Zani instead. Now Kimmich will send it towards the back post once more, where Kane nods it down and then gets it back again, left hand side, booed by the home fans, curls it in, Schmeichel punches away, wasn't taking any chances there as Kane sent it into a dangerous area.
That was a good decision, I think, from the goalkeeper, because he's never sure. He had a dive for it, he was never going to catch it at his normal goalkeeper's height.
Forward come Bayern once more. It's Guerrero it to the edge of the area for Kane, manages to backheel it to Musiala, but 25 from goal. Celtic get plenty bodies behind the ball, but Leimer picks up and plays it to Elise. Now back with Kimmich and Elise once more. The French winger bringing on big signing from Crystal Palace in the summer, sings it to the back post, and good defending, yes indeed, from Alistair Johnston to nod it behind, with Kane lurking at the back post as well as Zani. It will be another corner for Celtic to have to defend, this time on the left hand side as Bayern come forward. 0-0.
Yeah, really dangerous, lovely ball into the back post, just bending away actually from Harry Kane, and allowed Johnston to be able to get to the ball first and get his head, gives away the corner. But Bayern Munich controlling the game, really keeping the ball, moving it really well, waiting for the opening.
Corner kick then to be taken left hand side by Joshua Kimmich, who scored the last time the sides met. That was out in Munich in the 3-0 win. He sends it in near post. Ida was there to stop that one, comes back out to Kimmich, and now Elise also over on the left hand side for the moment. Zani also taking up a position just outside the penalty area. Back to Elise, and Zani once more attacks the box this time, tries to get away from Kuhn, plays it short, and then knocked back out to Elise. Guerrero now picks up left hand side just outside the penalty area. Elise once more plays it square for Goretzka, further out to the right hand side to Leimer, and now over on that right hand side Bayern look to try and create something. It's back with Kimmich, midway inside Celtic territory, looking for a way through. From Meccano back to Kimmich. Kimmich again to the French centre back, and he'll play out to the left hand side to Guerrero. It's good possession from Bayern, not hurting Celtic just at the moment. Left hand side is Zani, back to Upamecano. Celtic just trying to close down the spaces, much as the opposition tend to do to them here at Celtic Park, but it's the boot on the other foot just for the moment as Kimmich picks up midway inside the Celtic half. Atati tries to get close to him, plays it forward for Musiala. Musiala on the angle of the box, right hand side. looking for a way through, surrounded though by Celtic bodies, and has to go back the way to Dyer, who misplaces his pass to Upamecano, and he's forced to backpedal. Gets it back to Dyer, who misplaces another pass. This time it'll be picked up by Maida, who in actual fact just lets it go out for a throw, and ending that lengthy period there of Bayern possession. And it's Celtic just have to be patient, even out of possession, James, when they don't want to trying to be forcing it, trying to win a ball back.
Yeah, absolutely. They're dropping really deep defensive line, midfield defence. Adam Ida's even joining in there, and they have to, because Bayern are just knocking the ball about. They're just probing, waiting for that opportunity. And you look at Musiala, Sané and Olise, they've got the quality to unlock that back line.
Here comes Celtic though. It's Ida out on the left hand side, tracked by Leimer. Looked like it came off Leimer last. The referee has a think and eventually points for a goal kick. I don't think either he nor the assistant on this near side had much of a clue who that came off last, but the benefit of the doubt given to the away side, the defending side, and it's a goal kick that's already taken. 17 played here. Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 0.
Yeah, just Celtic, if they can get a little bit of control of the ball, possession, there is opportunities down the side of the centre halves to get in there, and it was shown again with Adam Ida doing very well to get out into that sort of almost left hand side, looking at it from Celtic's perspective, and then nearly getting this corner.
Yeah, well, it's easier said than done. They need to get the ball, but you're right, there's definitely an opportunity for Celtic to exploit that. With Adam Ida, you see him there. Leimer, we watched run away from Maida, and Ida's just run away from Leimer. Okay, ball bounces back off him, that's out for a goal kick, but still have to be threatening that.
Here's Leroy Sané on the halfway line, coming in field away from McGregor. It's a decent ball for Leimer as he comes forward, right hand side. Certainly looks to get involved with the attacks. Olise now over on the far side. Angle of the box, just waits for Kimmich to come and support. Square ball into the penalty, it's a dangerous one. Kuhn knocks it clear. Engels gets a header further clear. But Bayern in the ascendancy just at the moment, looking for the opening goal. Played 18 minutes. Celtic thought they had the opener inside the first minute of the game, but Nicholas Kuhn's effort was chopped off with Ida in an offside position as the ball went through his legs and the way past Manuel Neuer. Bayern flagged offside there. Celtic will get the free kick as Brendan Rodgers calls Nicholas Kuhn over to him just to impart a bit of information as they look to ensure they have a foothold in the game. But 0-0 as it stands.
Yeah, and just takes to give Celtic a little breather at the moment, just to see how they can actually, and Brendan's obviously talking to the players to see can they come up with a solution to get more of the ball, which is not easy.
Here comes Engels short to get the ball from Carter Vickers. Now Johnston deep in his own half, and that's a loose bit of control there from Engels. Bayern have it back. But, Johnston steps in and gets it up to Ida, halfway line. Can he try and spin Upamecano here? Upamecano's strong and fast, and he does well, and then he plays a good ball infield to Kimmich to relieve any pressure on the Bayern backline there. That was good defending from Upamecano, and it shows you what Ida's up against here this evening as Kimmich picks it up and goes long this time, looking for Musiala. Carter Vickers just manages to see that back to Kasper Schmeichel, who bowls it out to Engels. He leaves it to McGregor, still deep in his own half. Now Johnston just outside his own penalty area, moves away though from Zani and plays it short to Hatate. Now Trusty, almost 20 on the clock, still no goals as Taylor lifts it long down the left flank for Maida. That's just drifted out of play though before he can bring it under control, and it will be a throw-in to Bayern Munich, who lost 3 of their 4 away games in the league stage, albeit they were visiting the likes of Barcelona in that. But their away form hasn't been by any means perfect on their travels in the Champions League. Here's Eric Dyer at the back for them, plays it short to Goretzka, who's just dropped into the left back position just for the moment, brings it up towards the halfway line and plays it short to Guerrero, the actual left back. He gets it back to Goretzka once more on the halfway line. Slow build up here from the German league leaders, and Sané just tries to bend it round Carter Vickers looking for Kane, but It's too close to Kasper Schmeichel, and he gathers pretty comfortably and plays it out to Trusty, and now it's with Carter Vickers out to the right to Johnston. Johnston into the feet of Ida on the halfway line, closely watched by Upamecano. Back with Engels, he lifts it forward, looking for the run of Kuhn, just too much in the pass, and it was always going to go through to Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, just a final long pass, isn't it? You know, 2 or 3 times now they've tried to hit it into a space, has either gone out of play or been too long. Just a little bit more quality in that, but that was a really good play there from Adi Edeman, James.
Yeah, his hold-up play again. He comes to feet, gets a hold of it, lays it off. Nice and simple. That's all he needs to do. There's space there for Celtic to play it, and I think Kuhn actually makes a wrong run. It is overhit the pass. He makes a run inside. I think if he just makes sure it gets up the side, Eric Dyer, he wins that race. But when Celtic get the chance, get into the feet of Ida, he's holding it up well.
Here's Goretzka on the halfway line, closed down by Engels, plays it infield to Upamecano, who finds Zani, who's gone into the centre circle. Now it's Kimmich. There's a lot of fluidity about the Bayern formation. Players exchanging positions as Elise lifts it into the box. Trusty heads clear, and then Taylor gets it to McGregor. McGregor tries to find Maida. He's quickly closed down by Kimmich. Leimer can't keep it, but Musiala's nipped it from McGregor, and now it's Kane inside the penalty. A good challenge from Trusty to block the shot from the angle, and then Kane, when it comes back to him, miscontrols it, and it's out of play for a throw into Celtic deep in their own territory, almost at the midway point in the first period, and it's Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 0.
Yeah, there's a couple of slack passes, isn't it, round about the box for Celtic. Allows Kane to get in down that right hand side, but Trusty sliding in, getting the block on, and Kane with the poor touch to see it out for a throw in. But as soon as that happens, Company's out, he's dug out, telling his team to squeeze and not let Celtic out, which they might be here.
Yeah, it could be. Here's Kuhn down the right flank, up against Dyer, who's come across. Now Engels into the box, cuts it back. Ida can't quite get there before Kimmich. It was good backtracking by the midfielder, and it was absolutely vital as well for his side, because it was a good Celtic counter. Not used to playing a counter necessarily, but having to do it tonight, and that's 2 or 3 times they've almost been in behind.
Yeah, just a final ball again, slightly, but listen, it was a good play, and it was good from Schmeichel. He's seen, you know, it was a goal kick, gets the ball away quickly down this right hand side with Johnson and Kuhn. The more he can get Kuhn almost on the ball, then he's got that little bit of pace up against Dyer in this instance, and he can create something.
I think Engels makes a brilliant run just inside, and when it comes to him, I just don't think Ida is aware that he can get it to him.
Here's Kane, left hand side of the penalty area, slips it inside. McGregor's there, the right place, and then Engels, just a loose ball out to this near side, and it's out for a Bayern throw-in, and Celtic don't want to be giving Bayern needless possession in that kind of area. Harry Kane takes the throw, and it's into Guerrero, left hand side here, almost at the byline. Back with Kane on the angle of the box, left hand side, leads it back the way to Upamecano. Everyone in a Bayern shirt well inside Celtic territory, barring Manuel Neuer. You wouldn't put it past him to get involved at some stage as well. Here's Upamecano, midway inside that Celtic half, plays a ball infield to Kimmich, back to Elise. Goretzka now, put under pressure by Engels, but Bayern keep possession. Here's Musiala picking up from Elise, into the box, it's Zani left hand side, and now Guerrero flashes it into the area, all the way through it goes to Leimer. Leimer now leaving it to Kane, Kane all the way back to Upamecano, but 35 from goal. Bayern were inside the Celtic box there, but have come back the way to the halfway line, and the Celtic fans pleased to see that. And then Greg Taylor's nicked the ball. There's a loose pass, and forward comes Celtic. Taylor looking for options now. Ida gives him a run down that left channel, across he goes. Dyer with him, left hand side of the box. It's Adam Ida looking for support now, and he just plays it off Michael Elise, and buys his side a throw in over on that far side. And Celtic doing well, just holding their formation there at the back, forcing Bayern back the way, and eventually stealing possession. And here they are coming forward with Nicholas Kuhn, right hand side. 25 on the clock, no goals. Kuhn looking to find the back of the net again, though, having had one chopped off a minute in. You listen to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, a Champions League night, as Celtic up against the German giants Bayern Munich. It's back with Kasper Schmeichel, goes short to Carter Vickers, and then back again to the Danish goalkeeper on the edge of his box, beaten 7 times by Borussia Dortmund, another huge German side, but I've got to say Bayern Munich even bigger than them, bigger challenge than them. But Celtic holding their own at this stage as Johnston picks up right hand side and comes infield. Finds Hatate. Hatate tries to spin away from Kimmich. Finds Trusty left hand side to Taylor, and then back once more to Austin Trusty, who'll play it back again to Schmeichel. Celtic, the main aim is to be in the tie, Brendan Rodgers says, and certainly a draw, if they could hold on for one, would be a very creditable result, but plenty of time to go. They might even fancy a win. That's straight out of play from Taylor, looking for Maida, and it's a throw into Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it's a simple pass to him, isn't it? Just a straight pass down the line to him, and he knocks it just out of play, and that's just accuracy.
And it's good possession for Celtic. Okay, it's round about the box, but when it comes to Taylor, that's the time you need to get it right, because he can open up, beat the midfield with the pass to Maida, and he just hits out the park.
Zani trying to free himself of the attentions of Alistair Johnston, who had a hold of his shirt, but no free kick given. Bayern still in possession as Goretzka finds Kimmich in the midfield. Out to the right hand side now for Elise. He's up against Maida, who haven't seen too much of in an attacking sense so far. Elise trying to drop the shoulder and get away from him. Plays it back the way to Leimer, and now Kimmich once more right hand side, all the way back to the halfway line to Dyer. Then Goretzka and Kimmich once more back to Dyer. Goretzka comes short for it once more. Inside the centre circle, plays it to his left hand side to Dyer Upamecano, the French international centre back. Now it's Guerrero, left hand side, back in field to Dyer. Hasn't seen all that much action this season. It's just his 13th appearance of the season, just 4 league starts. But called into action tonight alongside Upamecano, who plays it forward for Musiala, who's been kept quiet in these early stages. Links here with Guerrero out to the left hand side for Zani infield away from Kuhn. Engels trying to match him up now, puts the challenge in, but Zani keeps hold of the ball, plays it back to Dyer, inside the centre circle out to Leimer, right hand side, just nudges it back to Kimmich.
It's the opposite side when Celtic are pressing the ball and trying to stay with the player on the ball. It's the opposite side that they've got to get tuned into, because they are so quickly will transfer that ball into a space and you don't think there's any danger, and suddenly they're in between the lines, and that's Engels, Hatate. Those guys need to be switched on.
Bayern still have it halfway line. It's Upamecano to his left to Goretzka. Goretzka allowed to come forward, not closed down. Now Kuhn comes forward to face him. Musiala is dropped deep again, just plays it short to Upamecano. Now Dyer for Kimmich, looking to orchestrate things in the centre of the park, as he so often does. The 30-year-old, talk of him leaving the club, though. He's out of contract in the summer, and he will be available on a free, and there's no end of big teams like Man City and Liverpool have already been linked with him, and the chance to pick the likes of Kimmich up on a free transfer will be of great interest to some of these European giants. Celtic have picked up the ball though. Maida for McGregor, lovely little pass in for Engels. Engels backtracking there is Zani, who's done well against Engels. There's a chance to break there, but Engels couldn't keep it. Credit to Zani, but Engels, I would imagine you've got to expect him to do a bit better in those situations.
How quickly though does Zani close him down there? Speed and pace, and knew exactly what he had to do. And Engels, he needs to be aware of that from now on in, because he will get closed down. But he was in a great position to pick and pass.
It was great play from Celtic, one-touch passing. When it comes to Engels, I think it's just great recovery from Zani. He's absolutely electric, and it's tough then to maintain that momentum.
A nice layoff from Kane to Musiala, into the box he goes, just loses control of it at the last, and Trusty's able to see that to Schmeichel. First time we've seen the number 10 linking up with Kane there, Musiala and Kane linking, but just the control letting Musiala down. But he's certainly a player of vast talents.
Yeah, Elise, Musiala and Zani, real quality in that area, and then they're linking with their pace and an ability to link up so well with Kane.
Carter Vickers has it almost on his own goal line here, pressed by Zani, because the pass off to Johnston, who plays it forward to Kuhn, who's loose with his pass in a dangerous area, and Bayern have picked up. It's Zani just outside the box, a Bayern player down, but play continues as Kimmich finds Elise on the edge of the box on the right hand side. Back with Kimmich, it was Guerrero who was down. He's picked himself back up to pick up possession here from Zani. It's Musiala, actually, I tell a lie, who's on the ground, and he's played the ball back in field, and now it's Dyer Dyer midway inside the Celtic half. We've played half an hour, it's still 0-0, but Bayern dominating possession. Very few opposition teams do that here at Celtic Park, but Bayern certainly managing to do so. Musiala just managing to keep it from Kuhn at the edge of the box, and here's a chance for Zani, but Schmeichel comes out and just smothers inside his 6-yard box. Zani couldn't find the finishing touch, and it remains Celtic 0, Bayern 0.
It's just electric speed. Sani and Musiala coming off the left-hand side. Musiala plays it inside, and it's just flicked round the corner first time. Both of them lining up to get it, they just can't get it under control. It's when they change that tempo. And just before, when it comes up to Nicholas Kuhn, spoke about it, I think it was a Bruges game where he takes a touch back and back and back and invites the pressure, tries to play a clever pass inside on this occasion. Just back in, let the defender know you're there and take control of the situation.
There's Elise up to the edge of the box. Now Leimer takes over, back into Elise, claims for offside, nothing given. Breaks to the edge of the box for Kimmich, thought about a shot. Instead he finds the pass for Zani, stands up to the back post, Kane, brilliant save from Schmeichel, comes back into Leimer, fluffs his lines. Kimmich now with the opportunity, left footed shot comes off Musiala, and Hatate knocks it away. There's an offside flag up, but what a save from Kasper Schmeichel to deny Harry Kane.
Brilliant save, and that's what you need to, your goalkeeper on a night like this to perform. Really, really good save. Somebody was obviously in I think he might have been in an offside position, Harry Kane. I'm just looking at it, and I think it's been called, but it was called very late actually by VAR, I would say, probably, or somebody had a word.
They had to wait for the attacking phase to finish, but it's a sitter. It's straight at Schmeichel, and you have to credit him for the save. And it wouldn't have counted anyway because he was offside.
Was it that one? It was definitely offside, not the subsequent attack.
It might have been Elise before it, and when it comes in, Kane's offside.
Oh yeah, see it now. Yeah,
but
he is offside.
He's at the back post. It's a poor header, not like him. But Schmeichel saves it anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't have counted, but nonetheless, you have to credit Kasper Schmeichel for a great reaction save. And like his opposite number in the Bayern goal, Manuel Neuer, Kasper Schmeichel now 38 years of age, but still a top keeper. And Celtic.
Yeah, listen, Celtic have got through 20 minutes here with, oh my God.
That's a slack pass from Hatate, but he manages to recover and intercept the subsequent pass from Goretzka there, as Michael Elise picks up and goes back towards his own goal, and then turns away from Maida and comes forward instead. You got 33 minutes on the clock. Packy, and absolutely vital that Celtic don't concede before half time.
Yeah, listen, 33. I'm looking at the wrong thing up on it. Yeah, 33 minutes. So they've got through this period now, and you know, you just wonder whether Bayern will keep up this, because they're controlling the game so well. The movement, the passing, the control. Even Sani, when he looks as if he's going to lose the ball, he gets it back again and keeps Bayern in possession.
Yeah, I think when you look at the two wide players, Elise and Sani, I mean, dribbling's their game. That's what they want to do. They want to take players on, but they're waiting for that moment, drawing players towards them. The gaps are opening up, but Celtic resilient and defending, and I wouldn't say they're delighted to do it, but they're doing it as a team. They're showing discipline. They have to continue that, because Bayern will just keep knocking the ball about, probing side to side, waiting for those little openings where we've seen it on a couple of occasions. There's a pass inside, a square pass, the run diagonal in between full-back and centre-back, and the first-time ball over the top that can cause problems.
Bayern have it again. It's Dyer, plays it short to Musiala, who's dropped very deep. He's 10 yards inside the Celtic half, plays it back to Dyer. Now Musiala picks up once more, and now he accelerates away from Hatate down the left-hand side and gets a 1-2 there with Guerrero. Now it's Musiala in the kind of area we're used to seeing him. Was he caught there by Johnston? Not once but twice, and eventually the free kick goes Bayern's way, much to the Canadian fullback's dismay, and it'll be a free kick just a yard or so in from the left touchline, but only about 20 or so from the corner flag. And it's a good opportunity this for Kimmich, by the looks of it, to put it into a dangerous area here.
Yeah, he's got good quality, he's got good delivery, and they've got that height. So again, Celtic have got to just defend now. If they can get through this half, this is a critical period, 10 minutes to go to half time, and if they can get through this, then they'll get in at half time, and hopefully then they can settle down, but don't lose anything now leading into it.
Goes to Kimmich then, German midfielder from the left-hand side. Plenty of bodies just at the edge of the penalty area in black, looking to get on the end of this. He swings it in onto the penalty spot, more or less, comes all the way through to the back post. Upamecano left it because he thought it was going to be a corner, but in actual fact it's an offside. It's been given, and it'll be a free kick to Celtic inside their own penalty area, taken by Kasper Schmeichel. 35 played, Celtic 0, Bayern 0.
Yeah, I think Eric Dyer stands in an offside position. He's the one that gets a head on it, and the flag therefore goes up. But it is, you know, I can only echo what Pat's saying about how crucial this period of time is for Celtic, to make sure they stick to, you know, their discipline defensively. Can they get a touch of the ball? Because at times there's been signs where that final pass is maybe missing. If they can get it up in and around Ida, get the support, they can maybe, you know, catch Bayern on the break, but they need to get a touch of the ball.
Can't keep giving it away there. They give it away again. Their own throw-in comes into Hattari, tries to play a kind of a loose ball up in his poor quality.
There's Neuer just clipping it over the head of Adam Ida. There's too much backspin on it though. It made it difficult for Eric Dyer to bring it under control. Zani dispossessed by Johnston, and Celtic pick up, and the home fans urge them forwards. Haven't been doing too much attacking over the course of the opening 37 minutes, but they've kept Bayern out, which is just as important, as Carter Vickers finds Hattati, and into the centre of the park it's McGregor for Taylor, and back the way to Trusty, just inside his own half. Goes all the way back though to Schmeichel. Didn't want to force the pass, and you can understand that as Carter Vickers picks up and plays it to the right hand side to Johnston, blocked by Zani, and it's a throw into Celtic, taken by Johnston into the feet of Engels, who knocks it back to McGregor, midway inside his own half, spreads play out to the left hand side. The home fans want a Celtic attack, and it's going to be led by Dyson Maeda down that left, trying to take on Limer, trying to get the ball into the box, which he does. Upamecano manages to get it clear from the near post. Taylor picks up and finds McGregor midway inside the Bayern half. Hattati quickly closed down though and dispossessed. Bayern will try and counter. They're going to try and get bodies forward here, and it's Goretzka driving them forward. Now Kane trying to release Zani there, but Carter Vickers steps in and makes the interception very coolly as usual. And now Celtic will try and counter. Hattati slips it to Maeda. Celtic will get bodies forward here. Ida needs to hold his run. Maeda couldn't play the pass because Ida had gone offside, and eventually, well, Maeda's done really well to almost win it back from Upamecano, who eventually comes out on top. But that's just so frustrating because Ida, he's got to realise, James, that he's going offside.
Absolutely, it's great play for Celtic again to win the ball back. And Ida, you're right, just hold your run. It's Maeda that's running. You know he's got the speed. Just wait, just be patient. Wait, listen, it's frustrating. He's barely been involved in the game, and understandably, but just hold your run.
Celtic have got it back inside the Bayern half. It's good play from Carter Vickers again. He's gone back to the halfway line to Trusty. Square again to Carter Vickers. Opens his body out, thinks about the pass to Johnston, but then goes back in field to Trusty. But that was promising just moments ago for Celtic, but Maeda just unable to release Ida there because the striker had gone offside, and I'm sure Maeda had recognised that, as Taylor does find Maeda left hand side. Back to Taylor once more, midway inside Bayern half, 6 minutes until the break. 0-0 it stands. You listen to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland on another massive European night for Celtic. Clip forward there by Kuhn, almost releasing Engels. Loose from Guerreiro, but then also knocked out of play by Celtic. It'll be a Bayern throw-in taken by the Portuguese fullback Guerreiro for Dyer. He's quickly closed down though by Kuhn, who gets it to Ida, right hand side. Ida to the byline, lets it run, and it's looked like it was going to be a corner kick. Ida certainly thought it was going to be, although I did think he probably could have caught the ball.
He could have caught it.
In.
That was the point. He's obviously made the wrong decision because he thought it was going to be a corner, but he could have got to it, and I think he would have been in a good position then to drive into the box.
I just thought when he left it, he knew it was a corner kick. Guerreiro does get back to him. It looked to me as if it was Guerreiro that pokes it away from Ida.
68% possession Bayern Munich have had in this first period, as Manuel Neuer, left-footed, knocks it up to the halfway line. Carter Vickers, the one challenge, wins it, and flicked on by Engels, nodded down by Dyer. Musiala hasn't had too much change, and knocks the ball back the way, and Dyer plays it out to the right-hand side to the Austrian Limer, who played against Scottish opposition fairly regularly, played both for Leipzig against Celtic in 2018, both for Leipzig against Rangers in the Europa League semi-finals in 2022.
It should have been a corner, just got a chance to see it there. Guerrero pokes it out, should have been a corner, but it's gone now.
Yeah, poor decision from the assistant, who must have had a...
And does VAR not come into those type of things?
No.
No.
It certainly doesn't get involved in the awarding of corners package.
Well, it could really lead to a goal, couldn't it?
Upamecano has it at the back for Bayern, but feeds a good ball forward for Lima, right hand side, and now it's Elise taking over into the Celtic half and then spreads play to the left. Wonderful ball for Zani left hand side of the box, up against Johnston. Can he get it back across goal?
The ball
Thought
was
he'd
out.
run it out, yeah, but Johnston blocked the cross, and it's going to be a corner. The referee in a good position, but looked from our distance certainly that had crossed the byline, but not according to the Spanish referee, and it will be a corner left hand side, and that could prove to be controversial.
There you go. So VAR should be interrupted in these situations.
We'd never get home, Pat, if we've intervened in everything.
Well, listen,
it looked like it was out.
41 minutes, 4 minutes to go. Again, another huge moment in the game.
Kimmich from the left hand side, corner kick, right footed, preparing to send it into the penalty area. It's a deep one all the way to the back post. It was won by Johnston at the expense of another corner, this time right hand side, as Celtic come under a bit more pressure. They've absorbed everything that's been thrown at them in the opening 42 minutes. It hasn't been backs to the wall by any stretch, but they have been on the back foot more than they usually are here at Celtic Park, as Elise goes out to the right hand side to send this one in. Manuel Neuer is up at the halfway line.
I'm just looking at Kuhn also on the edge of the box. He's got to get goal side of Zani there.
And it comes from Elise. It's another deep one. Kane's missed another one into the side netting, unmarked at the back post. And although it would have been a tight angle against him, he really has to hit the target there, Harry Kane, for a man of his marksmanship up front. 6 goals in his last 4, 21 and 19 in the league, 6 and 7 in the Champions League. He should have had a couple tonight.
I just wonder if Alistair Johnston, I think it is at the back post, just does enough, and because of its width, it's an in-swinger, maybe just always going away from Harry Kane, but look, we're used to seeing him hitting the back of the net, that's for sure.
Here he is at the edge of the box trying to get spinned and play the ball to a teammate, but Hatate steps in and releases Engels, and Engels looks long to see if there's a ball on. He has to spin back the way in the end and just keeps possession probably pretty wisely from the young Belgian, showing good maturity there beyond his years, as Celtic look to get to half-time without any damage to their own scoreline, and potentially in these next 90 seconds or so inflict some on Bayern, as Carter Vickers has it and plays it in field to Callum McGregor. McGregor just keeping things ticking over in the middle of the park, back with Carter Vickers, and then plays it square to Trusty back to his central defensive partner, and finds McGregor just forces Carter Vickers to backpedal once more. Here he is just on the edge of his penalty area, and now it's Schmeichel out to the left hand side to Trusty, left of the box, plays it to Taylor down the left for Maida. What on earth has he done there?
But Greg Taylor's got to give him an opportunity. You know, it's the ball's wrapped up almost knee height at him.
It's got to play
just a simple
forward.
pass, just laid into his path, and then he's got a pace to come to it.
I just wonder if it was already out with the pass, and it's just a bit of frustration, because there's been a few occasions, definitely 2, where Greg Taylor's had a simple pass, hasn't been able to find Dyson Maida. Maybe it's a little bit of frustration.
I think that's exactly what's happened, Faddy. The throw-in was given roughly in that position, certainly. So Bayern have it in the final minute, the opening 45. Musiala with a dummy for Goretzka. Musiala was fouled off the ball there. The referee says just carry on, you're still in possession. But they're in possession at the back through Upamecano. Looks like it might well be a goalless first period unless there's something special here for Bayern, as Elise picks up his break of the ball. What a goal from Michael Elise! He got the benefit of the doubt there from Greg Taylor. The ball broke kindly for him, and he made the absolute most of it as he lashed a left-footed shot from the edge of the box past Kasper Schmeichel. So cruel on Celtic in the final seconds of the first half, but it's Celtic 0, Bayern 1.
We did say critical time. Diagonal ball, he picks it up, And listen, it was a brilliant finish because of the pace and power to beat Kasper Schmeichel, but you cannot allow him to come on the inside there to get a strike away. So, you know, and they are good players. It's a 1v1 situation, just quality on the ball, comes inside and unleashes a tremendous shot, James.
Yeah, I mean, at least the one thing you don't want him to do is to come inside. He does get a little bit of luck. Greg Taylor is caught out a bit with the diagonal. He's running back. It breaks kindly for him, but it's an unbelievable finish. Near post, loads of power on it. Schmeichel absolutely nowhere near it.
And it's the last act of the first period. Celtic so close to going in with the scores level, but a moment of sheer class and magic from the former Crystal Palace man, Michael Olise. We've seen him do it time after time in a Crystal Palace shirt, and he's done it this evening for the 11th time for Bayern Munich. His 11th goal of the season, his 5th in the Champions League, lashing it past Schmeichel with the last bit of action in the first period to make the half-time scoreline in this Champions League playoff round. First leg, Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 1.
Celtic in the Champions League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
On BBC Sounds. From life aboard a Russian submarine to chairman of Hearts Football Club.
At this stage, he was the hero.
But as his controversial decisions escalated,
they said, we're going to sack George. And I'm going, you can't do this.
How did Vladimir Romanov go from Hearts saviour to a wanted man?
They caused a whole load of chaos and havoc.
Romanov, Tsar of Hearts. Listen now on BBC Sounds.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. So at half-time, right on the stroke of half-time, Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 1. What a fantastic finish from Michael Olise. Elsewhere in the Champions League playoffs tonight, earlier on it finished Club Brugge 2, Atalanta 1, Feyenoord 1, AC Milan 0, Monaco 0, Benfica 0. And in the game in the English Premier League, with round about an hour played there, Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Just looking, Tom English at the match start, 64% possession for Bayern Munich. 2 shots on target for them out of a total of 6 attempts. No attempts on goal for Celtic. It was saying there, just looking at the stats, of course they had that opportunity right in the first minute, the ball in the back of it, a good finish from Nicholas Kuhn, but the right thing to rule that one out, because Ida was interfering with the goalkeeper's line of vision, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was pretty clear. It was a hell of a start. 26 seconds I made it, and the ball was in the back of the net. I'd say Celtic Park was electrified in that moment. It's a shame, but it was correctly ruled offside, and it's been all Bayern since then. It's just they've taken a monopoly of the ball, but not many great chances. You know, Kane's had a couple of headers. One of them would have been offside. Second one, back post, side netting. Celtic, for the large part, have been defending very, very well. They've given away some sloppy passes, that's for sure, but they're under a lot of pressure. But it's not like they've been bombarded. It's not like Schmeichel has been making saves left, right and centre. It wasn't comfortable for Celtic, but they were okay at 0-0. And then Olise, just a moment of magic, a little bit of a break off Greg Taylor, ball comes back to him, and what a finish. I mean, it's high into the top corner.
He's a quality player. Do you think Greg Taylor could have been slightly better there? Because Olise is top quality, you know, you can't take your eyes off him. I mean, it was a great finish, but could he got a wee bit tighter, or... Look, has that been a bit critical?
I think I'd be a bit harsh. The ball has just come off his knee, I think, and back to Olise. Olise's hit it quite quickly. Yeah, I think that would be a bit unfair on Taylor, because the finish is world class.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Pat Bonner, what have you made of it?
Yeah, listen, Tom's summed it up perfectly there. You know, Celtic getting off to that almost incredible start as we thought, but then they were on the back foot for a lot of the game. Celtic's final ball, actually, and you know, they're a little bit rushed when they get in. Maybe it's the crowd, maybe it's because they haven't had possession, and suddenly they get a decent possession in a certain area, and then they try something that maybe they could take an extra pass and just settle down, and then the killer pass would come from that. They're almost rushed into their pass, and it hasn't worked for them from that perspective to create anything. But they've defended well. They've worked hard as a group. And sometimes when you're working hard, when you don't have the ball, they're not used to that part of the game, to be honest. Then when you do get the ball, you're almost breathless. You're out of puff, and that then unsettles you a little bit to make that crucial final pass. So I think they'll be really disappointed. Listen, we were saying in commentary all along that last 10 minutes, don't give anything away just before half-time, because it's a crucial period. You are getting tired. You know that it's counting down, but you have got to try your best, do anything but don't give a goal away. Now, it was a brilliant finish, and Tom's right. It comes off Greg Taylor's knee, but still, you would expect if it comes off, you need to just maybe get something on it a wee bit more than coming off his knee. But listen, they're up against quality players in that front line of Bayern Munich. You know, Musiala, Sané, brilliant pace, by the way, brilliant pace.
Yeah.
Elisa, great pace. So they're quality, and you've got to work really hard. You've got to be top-notch defending to stop them.
Faddy, do you think that the 1-0 scoreline is a fair reflection, or perhaps a bit harsh on Celtic, given, as Tom was saying, they've not had too many clear-cut chances, Bayern?
No, I think you have to say it's fair, because I know they've not had too many clear-cut chances. And look, I know you asked Tom, could Greg Taylor get tighter? I don't think he can. I think that his position is so that he's probably too wide under normal circumstances. I just think Elise gets his luck by taking his first touch. It's not miscontrolled. He's trying to knock that inside first time, because he knows that Greg Taylor's scrambling back the way to catch him off balance. And when you do that as an attacker, you get the breaks. And when he steps inside, Schmeichel's no doubt expecting him to go far post. He whips it near post, top corner, absolutely no chance. And I think that can happen. We were speaking about, as Pat says, Musiala, Sané, Olise, the difference they can make, change of tempo, just even the change of intent, where they've got that skill that they will punish you. Celtic have defended brilliantly, I have to say, against the ball, and it must be so tough for them, because they've barely had a touch of the ball, and they've got the gaps right. They've defended well, and I wouldn't say they've frustrated Bayern. Bayern have been really patient. They've waited for the opening. They've waited for that switch of play. At times they've played the 1-2s. They've got themselves beyond. Celtic's recovery has been good. I don't think it'd be fair to say that it's harsh on Celtic, because you have to recognise the quality that Bayern have at times. But I felt as though they were going to get themselves to half-time level and give themselves a chance to maybe make some tweaks to their attacking intent or to their use of the ball. But look, Bayern are a quality side, but Celtic have done well up till now.
Pat, what about tactically from a Celtic perspective? Has Brendan Rodgers got this one right in the first 45?
Yeah, listen, they had to defend deep. They had to have a low block, and they all worked well. The distances were quite good. They got across and protected each other from that perspective. So it's a different type of game the Celtic play. Just a counter-attacking. I can see Brendan down on the sideline, and every time there's a goal kick, he'd want them to almost get on with the game quickly to see could they exploit any gaps or any space that's left higher up the pitch. It's not easy, that, to be honest, because you want to take a breather and that. But no, overall, I think it's a different type of game, and they've done it reasonably well. I'm always worried in European football is when good teams drag you over to one side and you think they're comfortable, and then they switch that ball either across that space, and it's the people on the opposite side really has to be switched on, get their body positions right, make sure they're not sleeping, and that's
I think it was so. I think it was. I think that normally you would say you would be expecting him to hit narrower, but he's alert to the danger. I know, but the goal's the one that makes a difference. I think he is in a good position. I think he scrambles back. At first I'm thinking, can you step up? But I think that Elise timing his runs excellent. Alistair Johnson slightly deeper, so even if he steps up, I think he's onside. It's just the quality they showed. I think Celtic have got it right. I think they've looked dangerous, not dangerous enough, but when they've broken that press and they've got up to Ida and they've got the supporting midfielders and they've got the ball in behind, they've got themselves into dangerous situations, just not being able to test the goalkeeper or being able to put the ball in the back of the net. But they need to do it more. Probably too long spells for Bayern when they've had the ball. Celtic have been able to get a touch it. I mean, but then you're looking down, it's last 20 seconds, almost last kick of the half that Bayern go in front with. So if they get into half time, you're looking at that saying, brilliant, great defensive display. Can you just ramp it up a notch when you get the ball? Can you get a bit more of the ball? Maybe get the ball forward into his feet a little bit quicker. But I think overall you would have to say it's been a good enough game plan, executed well. It's just that bit of quality from Elise when it gets into the box and fires into the top corner.
Yeah, right in the stroke of half-time, Tom. Would you say, I mean, it's obviously a different experience for the Celtic players tonight, isn't it, to be defending at home, to be on the back foot, to be on the receiving end of the possession stats. But do you think this is another sign of the maturity that you spoke about earlier on from Celtic and Brendan Rodgers this season in Europe?
Yeah, to a point, yeah, because, you know, they haven't capitulated here. You know, it's taken Bayern 45 minutes to score that goal, and it's a bit of a wonder strike that's broken Celtic's defensive rear guard. So that's, I think the concentration levels have been very, very high from Celtic. Discipline levels extremely high. They've made it difficult. Yes, they've had no ball. That's difficult because it's just wave after wave of possession for Bayern. But I think they've coped with it really, really well. I mean, watching the Elise goal here again, when it comes off Taylor, it comes off Elise's shin, and he's kind of lucky because it bounces kindly off his shin.
Yeah.
You know, and just right on that left foot of his. You know, it's perfect. He sets it up perfectly. Accidentally, look. You're
right. Yeah.
Off his right. It was off his right, was it?
Yeah.
It just comes off him accidentally, but it's perfect. It's just set up perfectly for him to hit it, and boy does he hit it.
Yeah, Schmeichel, no chance of that part.
No chance. And I think, you know, Celtic, they just got to stay in the fight now. You know, it's 1-0. They've got to show a bit of resilience, a bit of dig. It's difficult. They know they need something. They need something from this game, but not kamikaze stuff. I think they just need to be mature about this now.
How do you strike that balance then, Pat? Because you guys were in agreement earlier on that Celtic needed to have an advantage ahead of the second leg in Germany on Tuesday evening. So how do you strike that balance if you're Brendan Rodgers about not capitulating here against a very, very good side, but also giving yourself some hope and trying to get on the score sheet?
Well, listen, we didn't say that they need to be in the lead. We did say if they went with a draw, I think they would have a half chance. What they don't want to go is with a defeat and then the game's over. I think that's what we said. So they have got to get back into the game. That's for sure. I think there will be chances for them. There will be maybe one or two, and then they have to be really clinical. But they've still got to do what they've been doing in the first half and doing it well. As Tom says, they can't go open up now and suddenly then they're wide open and they end up losing the second goal and then they're out of the game. So they have to stay in it for the next 20 minutes, and hopefully then maybe the steam may run out of Bayern Munich a little bit, because they've been working really hard in a different way. Keeping the ball, movement is really, really good. Celtic have been working hard without the ball, which is another part of the game that's really difficult for them. But that's the nature of the beast, and you have to be able to do it. And we've been critical of Celtic in the past where they've been wide open. Tonight they're not wide open, and they've got to keep that discipline. Everybody working really hard. A little bit of luck, the goalkeeper coming up with the big saves when necessary, and then if you get down into the last 10 or 15 minutes of the second half, they might get the chance, and they will make at least one or two chances. He'll be talking to him about the final ball, there's no question. Greg Taylor, because he's not playing as an inverted fullback, he's playing as an orthodox fullback. He's right wide on the line when he gets the ball, so it's a different type of pass than he normally plays. Now his accuracy up the line, whether you bend it up the line or you play it over the top, but that's been failing. He's knocked the ball out of play 2 or 3 times, and Maeda's got to make the movement for him, but he has to deliver.
I don't think that's his position. I just think that he's not done it well enough when he's been in the position. He's a couple where you have said it's come back to you, and I'm nodding my head because you're saying it's a simple pass, and it is, because I know that he's wider and he's not picking up the positions that he normally does, but he can take a touch, open his body and roll that into the feet of Maeda easy. And these are the small things that you have to get right. And Kenny, I know we spoke about it before. It's not an advantage Celtic needs. They need to be in it. They still need to be in the tie. And if that means a draw and going and you know, we know how unlikely it seems that you can go away and win in Munich, but as long as you've got a bit of something to cling on to. Celtic have shown throughout this campaign, apart even the Dortmund game, they can hit back, they can get themselves back level, they can get themselves back in the game, and they just have to do what they're doing just a little bit better, particularly when they have the ball.
What do you guys think then in terms of changes that the manager will be looking at in the second period? We're seeing the substitutes warming up there, including, of course, Jota. You should expect him to play a part.
Only in probably the last 20 minutes that they're still in this game.
Right.
I don't see him changing it now. He'll keep the players on. Now, they will run out of steam, there's no doubt, because they've worked really, really hard. He might make a change in midfield. Also, you know, and just get a little bit more energy in there. That's about it. But as far as the shape is concerned, I don't think he wants to change it.
Yeah, he won't be looking to make changes right now. I wouldn't have thought. I think we'll see Jota at some point. It's another game to get him up to speed. And look, it's tiring. It's hard work. They've not had a lot of the ball. They've had to shuffle across. They've had to close the gaps up, and they've had to do a lot of defending, a lot of running. So I think changes will come, but I don't think he'll be desperate to make them.
Right, we can see the players in the tunnel. The second half about to get underway. This is a big 45 minutes, you feel, for Celtic ahead of the second leg in Munich next Tuesday evening. Full coverage on Sports Sound from 6 o'clock. So let's get back to our commentary team. Celtic against Bayern Munich with Pat Bonner, James McFadden and Alistair Lamont.
As again, Kenny, Bayern Munich just re-emerging from the tunnel as Celtic follow them. Callum McGregor leading the home side out for the second period. And just trying to see, it doesn't look like there are going to be any immediate changes for either side. You'd imagine Vincent Kompany will be very pleased to have got that breakthrough just before the interval, with his side having dominated without completely having Celtic under the cosh, but it does make it a more awkward task for Celtic in the second period, having to come out a little bit to look for at least an equaliser to take to Germany in a few days' time. So it will be Celtic to get us back underway. They'll go from right to left as we look at it from the centre of the main stand in this second half. Arne Engels is the man poised to kick us off once more. And a real blow to Celtic, losing such a late first half goal when they looked like they'd done sufficient hard work. So we're back underway. Engels back to McGregor, and then Johnston for Carter Vickers. Bayern Munich no doubt will be looking for more goals to put the tie to bed, and that means they can concentrate fully on the weekend's task away to Bayer Leverkusen, with the second leg perhaps a foregone conclusion. Celtic looking to ensure that doesn't take place as Bayern pick up possession, and it's Musiala feeding it forward for Kane, and now Elise, the goal scorer, out to Leimer, edge of the box on the right hand side, knocks it back to Elise once more, can't afford to allow him a shot at goal. It's Kimmich who tries, but straight at Schmeichel from about 22 yards from the German midfielder, and it's Bayern though starting as they mean to continue. Celtic looking to play out. McGregor's got himself into trouble, and he's given up to Musiala just inside the box, left hand side. Can Musiala find a pass, plays it off a Celtic player, and it's behind for a corner. Just a minute in, Bayern have the first corner of the second half. Celtic nil, Bayern 1.
Early on they're causing their own problems. Celtic, they're either in a rush to play it forward, or you know, they're taking risky passes. I think that Bayern have started this second half with an intent to try and up the tempo of the game. And I think for Celtic, as difficult as it will be for them, because they're so used to playing fast, is they need to try and take the sting out of the game a little bit. They have to try and take the tempo of the game.
Kimmich then from the left hand side, the right footer, looking to swing this one into the danger area. It's right on top of Schmeichel, but the referee had just blown his whistle moments before the ball was sent in, and Trusty's gone down inside the 6 yard box. Not clear what happened to him, but it will be retaken once the referee has sorted things out inside the 6 yard box.
There were a bit of grappling at the back. I think it was Dyer, and they were trying to find their space, and I think he's knocked Trusty over. Whether there'll be any issue for Dyer, but certainly he's down on the ground, and Dyer was all standing on his own for that corner.
Well, Bayern 1, James, you're looking at the picture slightly behind time. Did you see anything amiss?
No, the cameraman was on Trusty and Dyer just until the incident. Then he moved just before it happened. So I haven't seen what's happened yet. It's certainly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's strange. It looks like his knees trying to just flex there to.
Oh, nothing's happened. He's just went to change direction, planted his right foot. It's not contact for Dyer, and his foot's sprung up off the floor. It's back on his feet now.
Yeah. Did look a bit uncomfortable, but that wasn't what the referee obviously stopped the game for. That happened just fractionally after that. But anyway, here comes the retaking corner then from the left-hand side. Kimmich preparing to swing it in again, and it's away by Johnston. It was a couple of Bayern players making a run to attack that, and Johnston made a really vital intervention, but it's still Bayern attacking, and it's Zani on the right foot, and it almost squeezes into the bottom corner, but it's wide off deflection, and it will be another corner for Bayern Munich. Celtic having to fight a rear guard action in the opening minutes of this second period. 48 on the clock, and it's still 1-0.
I don't know whether it was a save from Schmeichel or it took a deflection.
I think the deflection took it beyond, but just before that, it's brilliant from Johnston, because he's picking up Harry Kane, who's peeled to the back post, and he recognises the danger, steps into the middle of the box to clear it.
Kane's completely alone at the back post as the corner comes in. It is Kane! There's the second goal. Why, oh why, was Harry Kane completely unmarked at the back post? We could see it from here. Surely the Celtic defenders could see it, but Harry Kane, the world's deadliest marksman more or less, has fired Bayern Munich in with a shot completely unmarked from the corner. And Celtic have an uphill battle now. It's Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 2.
Yeah, well, I'm looking, sorry James, I'm looking at Johnson and Carter Vickers kind of almost pointing to each other. One of them has got to take him. He's free at the back post, nobody picking him up whatsoever. So somebody had to be delegated to pick him up.
It's how they've lined up. Kane's been stood at the back for most of them just on his own. On this occasion, there's 3 players there, 4 players. Johnston has been on him and actually been touched tight with him up until this point. The 4 of them line up in line with the back post. The 3 players make a run. Harry Kane stays where he is. Johnston gets caught in no man's land. Kane's free, and it's a nice finish from on the left foot and the volley.
Yeah, it's a good finish, but Celtic defensively will not be happy with that. 29 goals though for the season, 7 in the Champions League for Harry Kane. His statistics and records just continue to go from strength to strength.
It's a different setup for Bayern, but I don't know why Celtic changed. They just go man for man. Dyer makes a run, Trusty's on him. Johnston gets drawn to him as well, when normally he's been on Kane, and he's defended that situation brilliantly up till this point.
Kimmich's given it away though to Kuhn in the middle of the park, and Celtic come forward in the counter. Goretzka does enough to stop them for the moment, but Johnston gets it back to Kuhn, right hand side. Celtic need a goal back. It's Engels, right hand side, cuts it back. Hatate with a chance. Oh, he rather scarfs it. Hatate from 16 yards, back to him. He was completely unmarked. It was cut back brilliantly to him, but he couldn't get it on target. It does come off a Bayern boot to go wide for a corner, but it wasn't going on target in any case from Hatate, and it's still 2-0 Bayern.
Yeah, good run from Engels, and then had the vision to pick out Hatate at the edge of the box. It's just gone a little bit behind him, and he was not really coming on to it to keep it on target.
Corner from the right hand side. Engels, a good delivery. Upamecano gets his head to it. Elise kills it with a brilliant touch at the edge of the box, but then runs into trouble in the shape of Hatate, and now Trusty will pick up possession left hand side, tries to play it beyond Elise, knocks it off him for a throw in to Celtic. 2-0 they trail now. Goals late in the first half and early in the second to put Celtic in a really tricky position.
They'll have to show a bit of character now, Celtic. Once you go to lose a goal right on half-time and then one right at the start of the second half is not what you want, but they'll have to show character. They'll have to stay in this game somehow.
Just got a chance to see Hatate's chance there back. It's great play. Kuhn and Engels down the right hand side. Engels, everyone makes a run across towards the goal, when he cuts it back. Hatate, I think, is in a good position. He's the one that leans to his left as he hits it. I think he needs to try and get over it. It's a great pick out from Engels though.
52 minutes played then, Celtic trailing by 2-0 at the start of this second half as Engels knocks it forward for Ida. Ida out to Kuhn, right hand side. Celtic looking to get back into the game. Kuhn into the penalty area up against Upamecano, who's been absolutely solid this evening, and he's won his side a free kick, although there's a Celtic player going down at the edge of the penalty area, but it is a free kick to Bayern. I mean, we're used to seeing Carter Vickers kind of strolling through games looking so commanding, but Dayot Upamecano has been a different level almost even to him this evening.
Yeah, he's physically strong, he's an intelligent player, he's quick enough also. Sometimes there's a rush of blood, you know, that's the only thing. I think it took him a while to settle into this Bayern team and maybe to step up to that level, but no, listen, he is quality.
So it was Arne Engels who was down, but he's back on his feet and back ready to defend the free kick, as Adam Ida's getting a bit of a talking to from the referee about something. Eric Dyer also being brought to the referee, so I'm guessing it's about the two of them tangling with each other at some stage, although now Manuel Neuer is getting involved, and perhaps there's something going on that we're unaware of. It's potentially a VAR check for a penalty. There's nothing been announced certainly in the big screens as you usually get, but there is something being replayed here. So it's the Harry Kane goal that's being replayed, but yeah, there's certainly something being checked by the Spanish VAR, which gives me a chance to remind you of his name, Carlos del Cerro Grande. His colleague on the park, Jesus Gil Manzano, waits for instructions.
My word.
I wonder if because as Kuhn cuts inside, I think Engels is flagged offside, but I'm sure if Upamecano fouls him, so they'll have to obviously check the offside to see if he is offside, and if he's not, then it's a foul.
Okay, well, the delay goes on as VAR continue to look at the incident.
It must be close. It must be a tight decision.
Yeah, well, hopefully get
an incredible delay, isn't
decision soon. Yeah, it's a lengthy one, this one. It's better to get it right than rush it, I suppose, which has always been the decision. He's going to come across and have a look at it, the referee. He comes to the monitor. This could be good news for Celtic.
Yeah, but we don't know what he's looking at. Is it a penalty? Is it maybe an involvement between the two players? Is it a penalty check?
Penalty check, but it can't be the offside then, because that's if he's onside, then it's a foul, isn't it?
Yeah. So Dayot Upamecano could be penalised here, and this could be a way back into the game. His challenge on Arne Engels, Arne Engels might himself get the opportunity here if Jesus Gil Manzano decides that this should.
So he has to check it because the offside is onside.
Yeah.
And it's down to the referee to decide whether it's a foul. The VAR can't tell him it's a foul. He has to check that for himself.
Yeah, but he didn't give it at the time, did he?
That's why he needs to check it, because they can't say it's a penalty. They need to send them to say, have a look, we think there's a penalty here that you've. Yeah. He's not missed because the offside flag was given.
Yeah, well, he's having a good old look at it. The Spanish referee is Bayern wait anxiously to see if they are going to face a penalty kick here. You're having a look at it now, James.
Yeah, Upamecano steps in Engels' foot. It should be a penalty kick.
It's a long check, though, isn't it? Oh, my word.
It should be a penalty. I don't know why he's looking so long at it.
So Upamecano has the ball initially and then stands on Engels' boot while he has control of the ball. So here he comes, the referee. He's making the monitor sign. And it's no penalty.
No penalty. Wow.
Wow,
there you go.
Well, Celtic thought they had a way back into the game there, and the home fans on learning that decision. Brendan Rodgers also checking that with the fourth official.
Now you can understand why it's taking so long. We're getting a chance to see it. Upamecano goes with his left foot and takes the touch inside. Engels is going for the ball. Upamecano gets a touch on the ball and is going to plant his foot to push off. Engels puts his foot under Upamecano's foot, and the referee deems that Upamecano has the ball under control.
And do you agree, or do you think it should have been a penalty?
Well, there's an angle where you're behind it and you can see that Upamecano looks like he's in control of the ball. He takes a touch, he doesn't poke it away then step on Engels. He takes a touch inside with the inside of his boot, and then he steps on Engels. So I think that probably is the right decision. On first viewing I thought it was a penalty kick, but I mean, we have seen them given.
It was a long delay, but ultimately the decision from the officials does not go Celtic's way, unfortunately, and so still they trail by 2-0 with 58 minutes on the clock. And Hatate gets it back to Austin Trusty, who plays it back to Kasper Schmeichel. Goals coming either side at half time.
From one angle that looks like a Stonewall penalty.
Yeah, listen, it's not normally that the VAR pulls a referee over and the referee almost goes with his normal, or he didn't even make a decision, you know, and so that's interesting.
He sticks with his non-decision.
Good.
Here's Johnston out to the right-hand side for Kuhn, but Celtic perhaps can take some positivity from that move that led to the penalty check, as Johnston this time can't quite find a teammate inside the penalty area, but Kuhn picks up from the clearance, central area, lifts it in. Dyer gets his head to it and picked up by Leimer, closed down by Maida, and Leimer has to turn back the way to Upamecano, who clears from just outside his penalty area up to the halfway line. Trusty heads it forward, but straight to Kimmich, and then Goretzka heads it back to Manuel Neuer, the Bayern captain, who immediately bowls out to the left-hand side.
Yeah, there was a situation there again where Kuhn comes on the inside and wasn't on to play. I know he's trying something, but it wasn't on, and he doesn't execute that sort of forward pass. He gave the ball away a little bit.
Just VAR put out the official decision. It's the Bayern Munich player played the ball in a fair manner before the contact between the players, James, which is kind of what you were saying.
Yeah, look, I think from one of the angles it looks like it's a penalty, but from the one behind what the referee probably looked at the most, it looks like he has control of the ball. He takes a touch inside, steps on Engels' foot after he takes his touch. I mean, you'd like to see a penalty, but it's probably the right decision.
Yeah. Well, that's an hour gone, and Celtic trailed by 2-0, as I was saying. Goals coming either side of half-time. Michael Elise with a wonder strike in the final seconds of the first period, and then Harry Kane on the volley from an early second-half corner, as Callum McGregor, though, picks up a loose pass from Goretzka in the middle of the park and gets it back to Trusty on the halfway line. Now Engels, still inside the centre circle, goes back the way to Carter Vickers and plays it square to Trusty inside his own half. Just to the left to Taylor, and then back once more to Trusty. Celtic need to, at least you would feel, get a goal back to take to Munich. If they go there 2 goals down, you would have to feel it's a forlorn task, but maybe even if they can reduce the deficit to just 1 going out there.
Got to get movement up front, guys. You know, they're passing the ball, they're moving the ball, and you know, they've got, that's it, Maeda, give him a chance. Yeah.
Clipped up to him now, he flicks it on towards Ida. Ida gets the first touchdown and finds Maida once more. He's trying to test the pace of Leimer, who must be electric, because he got in front of Maida and stayed in front of him and gets it back to his goalkeeper, who clears up to the halfway line. So maybe that's one of the reasons Conrad Leimer is in that right back role tonight, because Vincent Kompany knew how fast Maida was. Celtic fans not happy that Callum McGregor was penalised for a pull in the jersey there of Musiala. It's a free kick to Bayern Munich, and that's quickly taken back to Upamecano. We've played 61.5 minutes. Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 2 in the first leg of the Champions League knockout playoff round, looking to get into the last 16, both these sides. But certainly Bayern Munich looking favourites to do so, as Jota is about to get stripped and come on for almost half an hour. Well, it will be probably over half an hour by the time injury time is taken into consideration. Here's Kane, left-hand side, looking to lose Engels. He's done well. Kane initially, the challenge comes in from Alistair Johnston, plays it off Kane, and then on his side, the throw in, which is quickly taken deep inside his own half, plays it to McGregor, and then back to Johnston. Carter Vickers now to Schmeichel. Schmeichel keeps it moving to the left to Trusty. Trusty brings it out of the penalty area and then plays it forward to Maida. Maida with a beautiful little flick for Taylor. Back comes Elise. Taylor has to check back inside. He knew he didn't have the pace to get away from Elise there, and the crowd a little bit disappointed that he didn't even try, and the momentum slightly goes out of the move, but it's still moving positively for Celtic. Out to Kuhn now, right hand side.
Yeah, but he kept the ball. That was the most important thing. He could try something there, and I know he didn't have the pace, and maybe the fans are frustrated because they're 2-0 down, but at least he kept it and they were able to work the ball across the other side.
Yeah. Well, I think that you're looking for the maybe pinpoint to find Ida, but I still think when he steps inside he can play it forward to a midfielder, not forward and beyond the back line, but into a positive position.
Here's Engels into the box, Upamecano, good clearance from him, and out for a corner. Ida was lurking inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah, that was a great ball. That was a great ball, and really good defending from the big centre half. He had to get total control of his body movements there to get that ball away, because it was coming in with pace.
Yeah, we've seen them sliced into their own goal before, but not by Upamecano. Celtic, I think, pondering taking this. Here's the corner kick taken from the right hand side by Engels. It's well defended. Zani trying to get something on it. It was a handball by Zani. He was claiming for a free kick his way, but it was Celtic who have been given it. Kimmich wrestling the ball off McGregor, but it is a Celtic free kick. The changes are going to be made. There's a double one coming from Bayern Munich, as Zani's going to be replaced by Coman.
More pace.
Yeah, exactly. And the other change for them is Elise being replaced by Gnabry. So it's changes on the flanks. And Jota is coming on for Ida, which means that you would imagine Dyson Maida through the middle, Jota taking his place on the left flank.
I would anticipate that, yeah, you're absolutely right, but that's still two, from Bayern Munich's point of view, two absolute quality players coming on.
What do you make of the... In fact, there's another change. Greg Taylor is coming off to be replaced by Jeffrey Schlupp. So a double change for both sides. But an injection of freshness and further pace, as you say, Paki, from Bayern Munich, who perhaps aren't happy just with the 2 goals.
Well, I think Celtic have come into the game a little bit in the last sort of almost 10 minutes. They've been, and Bayern Munich has just lost maybe the control of the game slightly. So maybe that's why he's made them decisions. But from Celtic's perspective, yeah, listen, obvious change with Greg Taylor going off, but Jota now coming on to see if he can make an impact with Maeda through the middle.
Celtic take the free kick back the way, as McGregor now though finds Engels right hand side, midway inside the Bayern, having a lovely ball for Kuhn, right hand side, looks to square it, and there's a Bayern body in the way, and it's knocked out of play over on the far side. Throw in quickly taken. Celtic feel that they do have a bit of momentum, as Paki says. 65 played, 2-0 they trail, but it's Kuhn on the right hand side, just finds himself a bit of space, hangs it up to the back post, but that's meat and drink for Manuel Neuer. Clutches that one inside his 6-yard box, and then just takes his time. 25 minutes to play here. His side lead by 2-0. What do you make of the Celtic changes, James?
Yeah, I think that, you spoke about Lima and the pace and matching Maida, but in a little stretch after it, I was wondering whether Brendan Rodgers maybe hold off, but Jota's just a different prospect. He'll take the ball. It's important to get him on the ball, and Schlupp, he's more attack minded. But Celtic have looked, as Engels just kicks the ball out of the park, to have more intent to attack, which obviously they have to. They're 2-0 down, but they've looked better for it.
Upamecano back to Neuer, taking a bit of a chance, closed down by Maida, and just thumps it up field. Manuel Neuer is certainly a goalkeeper who does take a chance from time to time, normally gets away with it, as Serge Gnabry gets his first touch of the ball and plays it infield, and now it's Guerrero on the halfway line. Coman playing on the left, Gnabry on the right. Coman came on to score in the final Champions League game against Slovan Bratislava, but he's also man who scored previously against Celtic, as Guerrero flicks it on looking for Kane, but it's cleared by Trusty. You listen to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, bringing you the Champions League action tonight and indeed again next Tuesday in the second leg. We just hope that it's a contest out there. Celtic have something to play for when they make the journey. That game on Tuesday evening. 2-0 they trail though tonight as Upamecano plays it square to Dyer, and now picked up by Goretzka. And for all the fact that I mentioned the Bayern fans didn't necessarily want him in the team, he's had a good game as Kane plays it out to the right hand side. Gnabry's early ball in's a poor one though, in front of Musiala, too far in front of him, and eventually all the way behind for a goal kick. We've played 67.5 minutes. It's Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 2.
Yeah, it's a poor ball from Gnabry. It's good play from Bayern Munich. Comes to Kane, plays it to Gnabry, who's beyond the back line. I think he needs to take a touch. Goes to play it first time, it just comes off his foot and starts to bend away and towards that back post and out for a goal kick, but it was an opportunity for them.
Neuer has it just outside his penalty area, looks to go long, but he's misjudged that one, and Johnston will gather possession deep in his own half. Just about a quarter of the game to go then. Celtic trailing by 2-0 as they look to try and make the last 16 for the first time in 12 years, when they were beaten 5-0 in aggregate by Juve, and against another giant this evening. They've had a tough time of it as Harry Kane blocks the ball forward from Trusty, and it's out of play for a throw-in taken by Sloop on his first Champions League outing, as it's into Gnabry now. Musiala for Coman. Was there a handball in there by someone? It's Coman who tries to lay it off there for Kimmich, but he's off with his pass, and Jota picks up and finds Maida, but he's well matched by Upamecano. Engels can't find a teammate in the middle of the park, and Bayern pick up once more as Upamecano will just roll that back to his goalkeeper at the edge of his penalty area, Manuel Neuer. Then back out to the right hand side. Leimer brings it down on the chest, closed down by Jota, but Gnabry's also there to help him out, and it's back with Upamecano. It's a slightly dangerous pass, but Goretzka got there first ahead of Maida, and then Kimmich just helps it back to Manuel Neuer. Out to the left hand side it goes. Guerrero nods it down to Dyer. Dyer clips it up towards his former Spurs teammate Harry Kane, who's bundled to the ground there by Trusty, and it'll be a free kick to Bayern Munich about 25 yards inside their own half. 70 minutes almost on the clock. Still Celtic 0, Bayern Munich 2.
Yeah, nothing wrong with letting him know you're there. That's for sure, especially when he's in his own half.
Free kick taken out to this near side, but Sloop is there to cut it out. As Bayern again look to build from the back. It's Upamecano, just touches it back to Dyer on the edge of his own penalty area to the left for Goretzka, and then Guerrero on the left hand side up towards Coman. In field it goes to Musiala. Hasn't quite sparkled this evening. Celtic have dealt with him pretty well for the most part, but still time for him to get involved once more. Everton have got a late equaliser here. Didn't even realise they were trailing, to be honest, but that will make James McFadden happier.
I knew they were trailing. I checked the score a minute ago and it was still 2-1, so giving up on it. Shame on me.
98th minute by the sounds of it, as Musiala tries to make me eat my words here by dancing through a couple of challenges and finding Coman left hand side, plays it back in, up goes Kane, beaten by Trusty, comes to Gnabry, goes for goal, stopped by Schmeichel, in comes Kimmich, he's denied by Sloop, and Gnabry will pick up almost on the goal line right hand side. Another good stop from Schmeichel as a player down. It's Kimmich inside the penalty area. Bayern just knock it out of play to allow him to get a bit of treatment, but again Schmeichel has to be alert there.
Yeah, it was a good save, and then it comes, and obviously it was a block tackle. There was nothing in it from a penalty perspective. I think he maybe went down and stayed down, hoping that the referee might call something, but that's not the case. But Schmeichel again, alert, making the save with his feet.
I think that's a brilliant save, because it's gone through his legs as well. He manages to shut them quick. How often do you see a goalkeeper that can't move their feet and it goes through the legs? That's an excellent save. Gnabry coming off the right hand side, firing it with his left foot through bodies, as you say. looks like it's going to find the back of net, and Schmeichel manages to keep it out.
Well, Celtic, I thought they weren't going to give the ball back to Bayern there, but Jota eventually just plays it to Upamecano just inside his own half, and it's all the way back to Manuel Neuer. There is another change coming for Celtic momentarily, but the ball still in play as Kane picks up on the halfway line and plays it back to Goretzka. Out to the left-hand side now for Guerrero, and now Coman, French winger, comes back in field to Goretzka. It's going to be Yang to come on.
Yeah, Bayern Munich back in control of the game, aren't they? You know, they made the changes, but now it's about them trying to finish Celtic off and kind of managing the game, but also waiting to get a big opportunity. Celtic just need to get the momentum going here again.
Will it be Yang for Kuhn, would you imagine?
Yeah, it has to be.
Hatate gets it back to McGregor. 17 minutes left of the 90 plus stoppage time. Celtic trailing by 2-0 as the ball's played back to Neuer. Maida's there ahead of him. Maida with a chance from a tight angle. Oh, so close, but he couldn't get the angles correct. It's still in play. He went round Manuel Neuer with a short back pass, but he couldn't get it on target, and it drifted all the way past the back post. But Celtic still coming, is behind for a corner. Good challenge by Laimer on Jota there. Maida so alert as usual.
Yeah, he was unlucky, wasn't he? Yeah, you know, and that's what he gives you. He gives you that closing down to real pace. And Neuer caught out and he got in behind him. It's just such an acute angle that it was either going to be brilliant or just a miss.
The closing down is brilliant. I think that's where you say that he's maybe not a natural striker, because I know it's a tight angle, and I'm not saying it's a bad miss or he should score, but we see it where strikers go round the goalkeeper. They just instinctively know where the goal is, and they're able to find it even from the tight angles.
Corner's dealt with, but Schlupp picks up for Celtic and will send it back in towards the back post, looking for Trustees, beaten to it by Laimer, then headed away by Kimmich, picked up by Johnston about 30 yards from goal, closed down quickly and he's lost it to Musiala. Johnston trying to win it back from him, and he's done so, and it's Jota picking up left hand side of the box, lays it back now for Kuhn. Is this his last act? Can't thread the pass where he might have just flashed a shot at goal. Neuer again closed down by Maida, manages to get it half clear. Neuer knows he's got to be on his toes with Maida about, that's for sure, but Bayern have worked it clear, and Coman finds Kane, who's in a deep area, plays it infield. Good play from Harry Kane, and now it's Kimmich out to this near side, the Bayern right. Musiala brings it forward, just nudges it on for Gnabry, midway inside the Celtic half. Right hand side is Bayern attack, just take the pace out of the game just for the moment as Kimmich goes back the way to Dyer, just inside his own half. Yang still waits to come on, waiting for another break in play. Laimer about 10 yards inside his own territory. Kimmich forced back the way. Upamecano now, right hand side. Celtic getting bodies forward to make it more difficult for Bayern to play out from the back, but Upamecano just scoops it forward for Harry Kane, who's midway inside his own half, and he in turn finds a pass to Guerrero left hand side, and further to the left is Coman, now attacking Alistair Johnston up towards the angle of the box on the left, comes in fields. Guerrero still in support. Here he is, the Portuguese fullback. Back in field to Musiala now. Musiala turns Schlupp one way then the other. Still he has it, Musiala. Good footwork from him. Pokes it back to Guerrero, left hand side of the box. Across comes Johnston. Back now with Goretzka. Bayern know that they are in control. They don't need to force the issue. As Upamecano now plays it short to Gnabry. Quickly closed down by Carter Vickers, but Bayern keep the ball, and it's Kimmich for Dyer. On the halfway line is Upamecano, right hand side. Laimer wants it. Here he is, the Austrian. Comes away from Jota, plays it off. Hatate out of play for a throw in, and that will allow Yang to come on. And the boards is, can't really make out with the board saying, I'm pretty sure it's Nicholas Kuhn's number. And there'll be a straight swap on that right flank. And a chance for Yang to try and have an influence on this game. Well, Nicholas Kuhn almost had Celtic off to the best possible start. Ball in the back of the net inside 30 seconds. But unfortunately for him, Adamida was in the way of Manuel Neuer and in an offside position as the ball flashed past them both. And that goal was chopped off, and since then Bayern have scored twice, and that's how things stand. Celtic 0, Bayern 2, with just under 15 to play It's Alistair Johnston on the edge of his own box for Yang. Forward ball is not a good one though. Goretzka easily able to cut it out. Goretzka's just gone about things in a very methodical, calm manner in the middle of the park, breaking things up whenever there's any threat from Celtic. And he's in a good game.
Yeah, and he hasn't given the ball away, that's for sure. Listen, all of them, if you look at Marcelo and Harry Kane dropping deep, totally aware of what's around about him and able to then just keep the ball flowing, never gives it away.
It's going to be our first appearance of the season here for Hiroki Ito, the Japanese centre-back for Bayern Munich. He hasn't, it was actually a debut because he's signed and then picked up an injury in pre-season and hasn't even been in the squad until tonight. But here he is replacing Rafael Guerreiro with just over 12 minutes of the 90 remaining. He'll move across there to that left back position. So the Japanese defender coming on for the closing stages here at Celtic Park. 2-0 his side leads as Johnston clips it forward for Maida. Now Engels back in field to Maida, bringing it forward down the right hand side, and now it's Yang taking over. Yang comes infield away from a couple of challenges, or at least he tried to get away from Goretzka, who made the sliding challenge. Breaks out to the right hand side. Engels tries to get it into the box, breaks off a Bayern player for a corner, right hand side. Celtic need a goal back, you feel.
Yeah, they do. Engels makes those runs brilliantly, doesn't he? From inside that midfield position just to the right channel, inside channel.
And here he is about to take the corner kick from the right. Can Celtic get a goal back and give themselves a fighting chance going across to Munich in 6 days' time? The corner's not entirely dealt with. It is in, and it's Yang who's turned it in at the near post. Bayern made a mess of dealing with the corner, and Yang was just able to spin and pivot and knock it in with the right foot. And it's Celtic 1, Bayern Munich 2. There is life in this tie after all.
Well, you didn't really expect it to come from that corner because it was almost hit into the front post. Bayern Munich failed to get a good contact on it. The ball's got up in the air and it's just dropped down for Yang then just to get almost get his toe to it. I don't know what Schmeichel was doing, whether he was going for it and it's sort of gone past him. We're going to have a look at it here.
Johnston gets the first contact. Yang drops to Yang, he puts it towards goal. Maida ran away as if he potentially get the final touch. Yeah, it's Maida.
Is it?
It's a Maida header. Yang fires it down into the ground and Maida just nods it home from about 2 yards out.
No, they're checking this one.
Oh, not again.
What's this for? Could it be for offside? Don't think it's going to be offside. Dyson Maida then with the final touch. A 22nd goal of the season for Dyson Maida. In the right place at the right time.
Well, listen, this gives them real hope now. And, you know, they're going into the last period of the game here now, and this is when the crowd gets them going. They just got to play also. Don't get carried away. Don't go gung-ho totally, and they end up losing another one. But just if they'll get another chance. I can tell you that now.
Well, Dyson Maida was just a couple of yards out when he got that crucial final touch with the Yang shot at the near post to divert it home. And here comes Celtic once more. Out comes Neuer, he's missed it, but Leimer digs him out of a hole as Jota was poised to knock it into the net. And listen to Celtic Park now. What a ball it is.
It's a great ball, but that's what I'm saying about Neuer. In the old days, he would have been out like a flash to cut that. He's just a little bit short.
By the way, if he misses it, I think Jota's putting in the back of the net. I think he stops a goal there.
I know he does, but he was lucky too. Let's face it, James. You come all the way out there and you don't collect it.
Here's Yang out to the right hand side. Engels, now Johnson at the byline, cuts it back. Yang, Hatate in the left boot, blocked on its way through and behind for a Celtic corner. And Celtic Park is rocking right now.
Just listen to this place in here. Great play again down the right hand side. And there's so many bodies in front that they can't get a clear shot at it. But Celtic are really ramping up the pressure now.
They sure are. And another corner from the right hand side. This is the scenario from which they scored just a couple of moments ago. Engels on that right hand side, right footed, near post ball. Again it causes confusion. This time though Bayern scramble it clear. Sloops, the furthest man back for Celtic of the outfield players, just plays it short to McGregor. Out to the right for Engels. Bayern are the team just kind of swaying on their feet just at the moment as Johnston. They play it off. Harry Kane, no, the last touch came off Alistair Johnston. It'll be a goal kick with 8 minutes to play. Celtic 1, Bayern Munich 2.
Just getting a chance to see it was Hatate with the shot. It's high and off the back of the Bayern defender. Couldn't see who it was, but they're starting to get a bit of belief in this place now, and you can see it on the pitch as well. A little bit of energy boost for Celtic, a little bit of belief.
Manuel Neuer out to the near side to Serge Gnabry, and back with Upamecano. He just feeds it forward down the right, looking for Leimer. Knocked out a play by Jeffrey Schlupp. And a throw into Bayern Munich right in front of Vincent Kompany's dugout. Back the way it goes to Upamecano, closed down quickly by Maida, ever willing, and further back to Neuer, who sends it out to the left-hand side to Ito. Now it's Dyer. Dyer just outside his own penalty area. Bayern Munich would take a 2-1 right now. Take this back to Munich as Coman tries to get the better of Johnston, but his touch was heavy and it was all the way through to Kasper Schmeichel. Got 7 to play plus stoppage time. Celtic 1, Bayern Munich 2. Picked up by Johnston just outside the penalty area is Carter Vickers. Game just slowing down momentarily as Hatate then plays it infield to McGregor. Engels gets the break of the ball in the middle of the park. Might have been a handball, but play allowed to continue as Jota gets it left hand side. Back comes Harry Kane with him, but Jota has got the better of him, sends it into the box. Upamecano heads clear as far as Johnston, right hand side, just slips that to Hatate up at the angle of the box. Johnston takes over once more, stands up in that penalty area. Up goes Jota, comes back to Schlupp, he hits it goalwards. Gnabry was in the way, comes back to Trusty, about 30 from goal. McGregor back to Trusty, and McGregor once more picks up out to the left hand side for Schlupp. Celtic looking for an equaliser. It's a good ball into the back post, but it's away by Upamecano out to that left hand side, and Coman's kept it in. And then was he fouled by Yang? No, the assistant had a good view of that, so it's a throw into Celtic, which has already been taken. McGregor gets it to Hatate, edge of the box. There's Jota, scoops it well over the top. Poor effort there from the Portuguese in the end, but the Celtic fans, they believe again. 84 played, Celtic 1, Bayern 2.
It's a fantastic response from them, I've got to say. You know, I thought that they wouldn't be able to get up to that level after being out of the game for so long at times, but let's fair play to them. They're really good. I think Maeda going through the middle has actually really helped them, because he has put so much pressure on every time the ball goes back to Neuer, and that's forcing Neuer to kick long.
Yeah, I think Yang's come on and been positive as well. Jota obviously brings a different dynamic, because he wants to take the ball, he wants to go at Leimer and commit him. But Celtic have really turned the screw here, trying to get that equaliser, and they do look dangerous, playing with loads of energy and intent to go and get that equaliser.
Here's Harry Kane just inside his own half, goes back the way to Dyer. Dyer infield, good ball for Kimmich, just approaching the halfway line out to the right hand side to Konrad Leimer. Celtic certainly do not want to allow Bayern to open up a 2-goal lead again to take across to Germany for the second leg. But Celtic have tidied things up at the back, and it's Schmeichel out to the right hand side. No Celtic player out there, but Maida of course will go and close down and almost wins it, and then he catches Goretzka, I think it was, on the halfway line. Maida, who was obviously red carded late on against Young Boys and missed Aston Villa and was meant to miss this one, but the appeal was successful, and he's back, and he's been a big figure in this one as Bayern are about to bring on that wily old campaigner Thomas Müller for the final few moments, and he'll replace Jamal Musiala. So it's a young pretender coming off, Thomas Müller.
Yeah, he's just going on to try and be clever and settle the game down and manage the game out here. You can see why Vincent Kompany has made that decision, and maybe try and pick a pass, which he normally does.
Well, it's his 736th Bayern Munich appearance. He is out of contract at the end of the season, 35 now, unclear whether he's going to be at the club beyond this season, but what a servant he has been for Bayern and indeed Germany, as the ball's played off Coman out on that far side. and out for a goal kick to Celtic. We've played 86, almost 87 minutes here. There's going to be a good chunk of added on time because of the delay for the penalty, potential penalty award that went against Celtic in the end. So Celtic still have a good bit of time to try and find an equaliser. What they don't want to do in that time is concede again, and they're on the back foot just at the moment, although Maida again closing down Upamecano. Left hand side, it's Ito forward for Coman, coming back and infield, and it's Kimmich picking up possession. Moves away from Maida, short ball to Coman, and now back with Dyer for Upamecano, just inside his own half. Lifts it forward, looking for Gnabry. Gnabry tries to touch it beyond Schlupp. Schlupp's wise to that and nods it out of play. There'll be a Bayern throw about 30 yards, maybe a bit less from the corner flag on their right-hand side. 2-1 Bayern lead as Müller gets his first touch. Back with Leimer on the right, back the way to Kimmich. He comes infield to Goretzka. Goretzka moves back to the halfway line to Upamecano, and further back to Dyer now, just about midway inside his own half. Plays the ball out to the left hand side to Ito. Ito for Coman, just inside Celtic territory. A short pass back to Ito, but he does just enough to keep a hold of possession. And now Dyer back to Neuer. Neuer feeds it forward up towards Kane. He was sandwiched there. He goes down holding his head. Referee's got to stop the game, which he does, to allow potential treatment here for Harry Kane. Not sure it was a foul, I don't think it was actually, but he did go down holding his head, and so there will be time for the Bayern medics to come on. We've played 88.5 minutes at Celtic Park in this Champions League knockout playoff round, and Celtic 1, Bayern Munich 2.
I'll look back in this game and I'll say the 2 goals. First goal, yes, great finish, right on half-time, and they'll look then at a set piece, which you've got to defend better than that. And overall then, you've got to say, well, we did the job, and then we went and we tried to get back into the game, which they did, and they had chances in that second half, there's no doubt about it. So I think the performance has been really good tonight against a top-class team. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that, that obviously you're always disappointed when you lose the goals, and I think it's slightly fortunate in the way that it bounces into the path of Elise. It's an unbelievable finish. Without doubt, the second goal is one where Celtic defended those situations very, very well all evening until that moment, and you can't allow Harry Kane time and space at the back post, and the response from going 2 behind, getting themselves a goal back, pushing and pushing and pushing for that equaliser. I think they can take a lot of heart from this performance. Still a bit to go, still a chance potentially to get themselves level and come away with a draw, which would be a fantastic result.
Yeah, it'd be phenomenal, particularly having been 2-0 down, but even 2-1 they would probably take that, having been the 2 goals down at one stage. But they're coming forward down the right hand side. The fourth official just about to show us that there are 7 minutes to be added on here at the end, which we are into right now. And here's Johnston out to the right hand side for Yang attacking into the penalty area. It's Johnston with an opportunity. Good save, Manuel Neuer at his near post, powerfully hit by the Canadian, but a good stop from the German keeper, and it remains Celtic 1, Bayern 2, corner Celtic.
It's great play. Yang down the right hand side. Engels makes that run again, passes it back into the path of Johnston. I wonder if he could have squared it to Maida at the back post. Can't blame him for taking a shot, but Maida looked as if he was in space there.
Engels then from the right hand side with the corner kick here into injury time. We are met at the near post by a Bayern head. It comes to McGregor at the edge of the box, and he'll get it back out to Engels on the right hand side, closed down by Kimmich, but it's McGregor once more. He just dinks it in towards the back post. Io for Upamecano, and Manuel Neuer almost getting themselves in trouble, and it's glanced behind by the French defender for another corner, this time left hand side, to be taken by Engels again as he trots over. Jota thought about the quick one, but it's Engels who's coming across to deliver. He's got such fantastic technique. Can he bring about Celtic equaliser here into stoppage time?
Just looking at that save there from now, if it's a little bit higher, he's kind of almost gone to ground nearly, and that he just able to get his 2 hands to it.
And it comes from Engels, left-hand side. Again, it's causing problems. It's not clear. Carter Vickers can't force it goalwards, though. And eventually Bayern get it out of the penalty area. But not convincing defending Bayern from the set pieces, you'd have to say, particularly in this second half. They played almost a couple of minutes of the 7 to be added on as Hatate picks up midway inside his own half. Carter Vickers out to the right to his captain Callum McGregor. Forward it goes to Yang, who has made a positive difference, and then McGregor just loses control of it, and it's out of play for a throw-in over on the far side, more or less on the halfway line. Bayern will have the throw-in. 2-1 they lead with 5 minutes of stoppage time to play.
Yeah, and listen, James has mentioned Yang coming on. He has actually done really well tonight. That's the best I've seen him making an impact coming off the bench. He's lively, he's working hard, and he's almost, when he gets the ball, he's a little bit of a threat.
Well, he's certainly hugely involved in the goal that Celtic got back. Turning a goal might well have ended up in the back of the net without Maida's touch, but he certainly made sure of it for a 22nd goal of the season, as Manuel Neuer collects the ball inside his penalty area and launches it over the halfway line. It's over McGregor. Kane flicks it on, looking for Müller. Trusty's there, beaten in the jump though by Kane. Schlupp helps out and gets it forward to Jota. Upamecano's there before Maida, and then Kimmich out to the right hand side for Gnabry. Gnabry, little flick back in field to Kimmich, who's closed down by Hatate. 3 minutes gone in stoppage time. Celtic 1, Bayern 2 as Leimer picks up right hand side. Jota close to him, back in field to Kimmich, who goes back the way to Dyer, and then out to the left hand side, which Ito will collect and waves Coman away further down that left flank. Here is Coman now, closed down by Johnston, forced back the way, and Dyer has to go back to Upamecano. 2-1 the German league leaders lead here at Celtic Park, as Serge Gnabry gets it from Kimmich, comes back in field away from Jota. It's a loose ball forward by Goretzka, but it comes off the backside of Engels and out for a throw into Bayern Munich.
Celtic just need to get a hold of the ball, haven't they, with this last couple of minutes to see can they create something. Obviously Bayern is just trying to manage the game out, keeping the ball.
Throw-in flicked on by Müller, but Celtic have it back, and it's Schlupp just helps it forward. Upamecano lets it bounce and then heads it back to Manuel Neuer and gets enough power on the header to take it back to his keeper, despite the pressure being put on him by Dyson Maida, who, despite the fact that he wasn't really expected to play tonight because of a suspension, he's run and not stopped running throughout the 94 minutes that we've had already. 3 to play here at Celtic Park. It's a throw in to Celtic on the right hand side, midway inside their own half. Can they carve out one final opportunity to get the equaliser and go across to Bavaria on level terms and set up a grandstand second leg out there next week? That'll be live with us here on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland, as Schmeichel plays it short to Hatate. He just drops his shoulder and moves away from Gnabry. Now it's Schlupp taking up the mantle. He's fouled there by Goretzka just on the halfway line. Really should be should be a yellow card, but the Celtic are so keen to get the game back underway, the referee almost doesn't bother. But anyway, Celtic have possession inside the centre circle. A couple of minutes left for them to find a leveller as Hatate gets it square to Carter Vickers, out to the right hand side to Yang, about 20 yards inside Bayern half. Back with Carter Vickers and then square to Trusty.
Got to get that ball out to Jota, he's desperate for it here. Schlupp is closed off, he doesn't see him.
Trusty has it midway inside his own half. Schlupp out to him once more. Jota does want it. You're right, Packy. Here he is picking up possession and up against Leimer. It's a poor flick back to him from Engels. It was never going to have the purchase on it to get there, as Kimmich is almost outfoxed by the referee there, but does manage to get the pass out to Ito left hand side, and now Coman. 2-1 Bayern lead, looking for a third in the dying stages, just as they got the opening goal in the dying stages in the first half. But Celtic have won it back on the edge of their own box, and Schlupp gets out to Jota once more, left hand side. Closed down though by Leimer, plays it off Gnabry. It will be a Celtic free kick though for the attentions of Leimer on Jota. We're inside the final minute. Yes, James?
They haven't had as much control, Bayern, have they?
No,
I mean, they're going long, they're forcing it. Celtic trying to build that pressure, not able to get that chance. There's still time left to get that one chance they would need, but it's definitely been much better from Celtic.
Engels giving chase to the Jota ball forward, but Upamecano read it and plays it forward down the line. 30 seconds of the 7 minutes that were added on. Schlupp, the ball in field. Hatate able to nod that down to Trusty, but Celtic want it up the other end if they're to get that one final chance. Carter Vickers at the edge of his own penalty area to Johnston, right hand side. Yang comes short to collect it, and he's fouled by Ito. There'll be a free kick to Celtic, still about 20 yards inside their own half. It's taken quickly down the right by Johnston. Maida goes and causes problems for Dyer. It's off Dyer, out for a throw and over on the far side. But the referee says that's it. It is full time at Celtic Park. But it's not quite the result they wanted. Celtic put absolutely everything into that, and they have kept the tie alive, you feel, with that goal back. In 78 minutes, as Yang's shot was turned into the net by Dyson Maida to reduce the arrears from 2-0 to 2-1 after Bayern had scored either side of half-time. Michael Elise with a fabulous finish in first half stoppage time, and then Harry Kane within 4 minutes of the restart volleying in at the back post when he was left completely unmarked from Joshua Kimmich's corner kick to give Celtic a mountain to climb. But they began that climb in the second period. They might have had a penalty after a long VAR check, but that was eventually dismissed. But eventually they did get the goal back when that Maida one was turned in to reduce it to 2-1. They could not get the equaliser, but they are still in the tie going across to Munich in a week's time. It finishes at Celtic Park on another marvellous Champions League occasion. Celtic 1, Bayern Munich 2.